Afternoon, everybody. It's 4:30. I'm trying to get this shortened and done early to give you an update. This is your video number 1393, and it's a closing comment for today, Thursday the 4th. Okay, so we had another seesaw market today. They started lower, they went up, they went down, they went back up. The Dow sold off, closed down 85.68 or 0.28%, very minor. But the NASDAQ closed up on the day, up 52.42. That was 0.4%. The S&P was down $3 and change. Russell down $2.47 or 0.13, and the Dow Jones Transports up 52.13 or 0.36. What's interesting here today is that the volume was also substantial. We've been running 4.1 to 4.3%. And today, with the Dow 8 to 7 stocks lower and the NASDAQ 1.4 to 1 higher, we traded 5.3 billion shares, which is pretty substantial. We had the claims this morning. They came in kind of neutral. Tomorrow is the big number. We have unemployment. We have hourly earnings. We have wages, etc. So that should be a market mover. Earnings. Well, let's talk about deals first. Coinbase in a deal with BlackRock to do the institutional side of crypto. What's interesting here is that Coinbase, which has gotten really pummeled of late, I mean, the stock just this week has a low of 59.42. Today's high was 116. That's almost exactly a double, pretty much overnight. It did not hold that gain. It did close up. It's 89.20, up 839 or 10%. But 89.20 is almost $30 off the high. So it gave back 3/4 of its rally. Another one in the news today, CCXI, chemotherapies, Amgen buying them for $3.7 billion. The stock closed around 51, up 26.37 or 110%. After the close, we had some earnings, and I guess people are becoming not so risk adverse here because some of these sucked and the stocks were still up. DoorDash, which beat on revenues but produced a bigger loss, yet the stock is trading $91, I believe. Let me just make sure that I have that correct. That's Dash, and it is closing. It is trading right now 95 and a half. That's up almost $16 or 19%. LYFT, also a beat on revenues and also a loss. That one is not acting quite as well. Remember that Uber had the same kind of idea. The stock is trading 17.80, which is up $1.09 or 6.9%. Block, which is the old Square. That one, not so great. Also a beat. The stock had closed at 84.03, down 567, currently trading 84.39, and that is down 369 from the close. And they're citing higher costs through expenses. And AMC, I just can't say enough about the degree of bullshit that goes on here with some of these CEOs. Massive revenues, terrific gain, and yet the stock lost 20 cents. That's a penny better than before. So they continue to gain in box office receipts and, of course, that popcorn business that they have, and yet they continue to lose money. This is a huge issue. Now, they can't buy back stock, or they can't get away with buying back stock. The stock actually had closed at 1867, which was up 46 cents. And right now, it, after trading as high as 19 and three quarters this morning, it is traded down to 15.95 and bounced back to the middle, 13.20, down about $1 or a little over 5%. So because they can't afford to buy back stock, um, they're going to issue some sort of a preferred note to shareholders. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what the value of it is. But this is clearly a company that, regardless of how much revenue they get, is still going to have a problem making money. I mean, this is one of those, oh, well, we only lose a little bit for every ticket we sell, but we make up for it in volume. So that's where we are with that. The gold, beautiful day today. Yesterday came right back into that support down around that 1770 level. Today, 1808.30, up 31.90 and above that little high from 2 days ago of 1805. I spoke with Dennis today. He seems to think that we can get back into the 1860 area. I'm going to go a little bit ahead of him and front run him and say 1840 would be a place that I would think there'd be a problem. I mean, this was a fair amount of supply. And, frankly, in the last 10 days, we've moved from the low at 1690 to 1808 or 1810, let's call it. 1812 was the high today. So, we've moved $120, which is not insubstantial. The rest of the futures, oil, as everybody now knows, was lower on the day. Concerns about demand destruction with a slowing economy both here and in Europe. The heating oil was down about 13 cents. Gasoline down about 14 cents. Nat gas down about 12 cents. So energy as a group was lower. Bitcoin down by 1,030, and Ethereum down 58. The dollar was 75 cents lower, and the bonds, which have been really all over the place, really hard to figure. I mean, one day it looks terrific and breaking out and closing near the highs. The next day we go higher yet and then reverse and close down. Then yesterday we moved lower and closed higher, and today we're kind of in no man's land. So this one bears watching. All right, everyone, have a good evening. Hope you all were involved to the upside.